Hello everyone. Welcome back to my channel. Hope you guys are doing great. Today we're gonna play around with the Bright Bouquet stamp and die set from Diamond Press, and this set makes an envelope card, right? You can make it in several different ways, but the whole purpose is having a little card that kind of stands up on itself like that. And then you can add all kinds of flowers, so it actually looks like a bouquet coming out of a card, which is really happy. Okay, but we're gonna mess with that today. I took everything out because imagine taking all these little pieces out while you guys are online, all that crinkling. That would drive me crazy. I know it's gonna drive you crazy. Anyway, I'm gonna pick some papers out and then we're gonna get to work on this one. I'll be right back. Okay, so we're going to start off with our card base, and our card base is going to be with this cardstock. This actually makes like an A2 size card, which for those of you who don't know, that's 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. Now we're just going to trim this down. And we're going to run it through the Grand Marquise because these dies, these sets have been made for this machine, but you can use them with whatever die cutting machine you have available. As long as it takes larger dies, you should be fine. And I'm just going to put this here and run it through. I think for this set is more of the flowers that are time consuming than the card base itself. So that could be good and that could be bad. Okay. So we have that. And it actually scores everything for you. Let me see if I can show you that. So we have that. And now we're going to cut out these two pieces, which also have to do with the card base, and I think that should be enough. Okay, put that to the side. We can run these two at the same time. With these kind of cardstock, the textured one, just make sure that your textured side is facing the way you want it to. So you want that on the outside of the card, right? And let me move this one a little bit. Shift it. Okay. And now what I'm going to do is that for this piece and this piece, I'm going to cut out some gold, because I want to layer that in. And I'm going to use this glitter gold because I think it's going to pop more. Okay, let's just cut a piece. You can use a thicker card if you want, but for what I needed, I think the thin one is going to work just fine. And I'm able to use this stuff up. This has been sitting in my stash for a while. Push that through. There we go. Okay, so we have those two, and put those to the side. Okay. It doesn't matter if I tore it a little bit here. That's not going to show at all. Okay, so we have that. And now I want to layer something inside. So I'm going to take this card that I have from Maggie Holmes. And I'm just going to cut a little piece of it. And I'm going to run the top part of this through my machine, just so I can have a little layer that you can put inside of it, inside of the envelope. Doesn't have to be big. Okay. All right. we have that. Okay, now we could assemble our card base. And here, you're going to have a line in the center. I'm going to fold that this way. And I'm going to get my bone folder and really crease that line. And then you have another one here, which is going to fold this way. And again, we're going to crease that. And then same thing here, okay? So you have that going on. Okay, and then here, we're going to go ahead and finish that off. So our card will look something like this. So we're going to add some adhesive. I have a little bottle with adhesive in it. I'm going to use that one. Okay. Let's glue that down. So I'm just going to hold it all here just for a second and let all of that set. So now when it stands, it's going to look like that. Okay, cute. Okay. So before we start gluing any of this stuff on, we should work on the inside of the card. And I want this to go here, but I want it to look like one of those inserts that you actually put in the envelope. So I'm actually going to bring it down a little bit so it can look like it's, you know, you glued another piece of paper in the inside, the way you would with your own cards, with your own envelopes. Can't think straight. It's getting late. All right. So we have that. And I'm going to flip this and press so I know it's flat. And now we have this going on. And now all of these guys will fit on here, right? So the envelope is going to go something like this, the front part of the envelope. And then when you put this one on, it looks like a real envelope, right? So we're going to do this, and then this will get glued on top of there. Now, I'm not going to glue it all the way down here because I want to be able to insert some flowers. But you guys get the idea. Look how pretty that is. I should have done another layer of gold under that, but I can't peel that off now. That's on there. So I guess it stays like that. Okay. First, I'm going to glue this to the gold. Okay. Let's get that down. And you decide how much you want to show. Now, if you wanted to, you could trim this down so it looks a little cleaner. I think it's good. Okay, and now we're going to do the same with this part. Okay. And we're going to put this here. And I think we're good to go. All right. So this will get glued here. Again, leaving a spot open in the center so we can fit our flowers. So I'm just going to put glue here, all around here, on our side. And just enough to hold it. And let's bring it over here. Okay. Okay. Now we're gonna put this part, and I'm gonna glue all of this, and then I'll put some glue here for where I'm not gonna have glue reaching. And it went over a little bit, but that's okay. And that's how fast this part comes together, right? It's been, what, 10 minutes, and we already have that going on. Our sentiment to go here. And now we can work on the flowers. Let me get some papers ready, and let me see which flowers we're gonna use, and I'll be right back. Okay, so we're gonna start off with our green first, which is our foliage. And we're just gonna go ahead and pop this there. Okay. Okay. Let's get this to pop that out. And look at the detail on that. So these are going there with some flowers, right? We have this one. And we also have these. And we're gonna start cutting out some flowers. So these two guys, they have, these are the little flowers that go to them. And now I just gotta see what color I'm gonna make them. What color do you think? We can make them a yellow. Let me grab some paper. I'll be right back. Okay, so we have a pink, which I don't know why it looks like orange there, but it's pink and a yellow. Okay, so we're gonna cut the first batch out in yellow. And that's gonna be this guy. And then maybe we'll do the other one in pink and see how it looks. Okay, so we're gonna grab a little piece of this. Okay. You can add as many flowers as you want or as little as you want. So that's the fun part about these. There's no wrong choice. Just like if you just wanted to make it a foliage, you can do that too. Or if you have other dyes like their poinsettias and stuff, you can make it Christmas. Okay. So I'm gonna grab this one and this one. As I take the flowers out, I'm just gonna glue them in place, and I'm gonna use this. So I'm just gonna pop these out. I'm not very graceful today. I think I gotta brighten my camera too. It's getting dark in here. Oh wait, and maybe I could just move my lights. Is that better? Yeah, I think that's better. Okay. This is this flower. So they basically come out in the order that you're supposed to put them on, right? All right, let's start with the little one. And I'm going to put some glue here. just like that, it looks like a flower. Look how cute that is. I know everybody who crafts knows what I'm talking about. This like just makes your heart happy. Okay, look at that. Cute. Let's let that dry, and now we can move on to this one. We're gonna do the same thing. Okay. Okay. And the last one. There we go. Okay. So we have that one done as well. You can also ink them if you want. But look at the difference just by adding a couple of flowers. Look at that. Okay, so now let's see what other flowers we're gonna add. We can add a whole bunch of those if you want, but I want to switch it up a little bit. And maybe, I really like these, so maybe we'll go with these. Okay. All right, I'm gonna run these through, and I think, let me see, maybe we'll get a blue, put some of these out. And we may need to cut out a couple more, but just for now. Look at that. Boop. Just a pop of color. I think a couple of more of those will look good. They come together fairly quick, and again, it's all about how much you want to add to it. Okay, so we could put one. Let's put that one there, and we can add the little ones and maybe use the big one down here. So we'll do something like that. We'll move it around a little bit. All right, let's cut some other leaves out. And I should have enough space on this one to get some done. I'm not going to use that super big one. I think these two sizes are good. So I'm going to cut those out and I'll be back. Okay, so I've been playing around with it a little bit, and I think I like something like that. And we're going to start gluing these down. As we glue everything, it's going to look better. Okay. So let's put this one down first, and I'm going to try to angle it in a way that you can't really tell that it's coming out of there. And then I think this one should go here in kind of the same way, but I think we could put that one in a little bit more. Okay. And then this, I want it to come out up there. And maybe we should put it under this leaf, right? Okay, just so it kind of looks like, I mean, in nature, nothing's going to be perfectly under something else. It's gonna, everything's gonna look a little weird but fit. Okay. Then I think we're gonna put this flower here. We can add this one here with some leaves. And then maybe put that one there. Maybe just shift it a little bit. Okay. I think now it looks better. We could trim this down also. I think we're gonna do that. Let me get a scissor here. Okay. So that way it kind of looks like that flower belongs there. I want to curl this a little bit. And I'm going to carefully shape them. And we can now put that down and hold it there until it dries. Give it a second. We'll put this little one here. And let's see where it's gonna go. I'm just gonna glue it right to this. And I'm gonna press on it. Now, do we want the little one there or do we want a bigger one here? And put the little one down there. We can always use this and kind of put them on top of each other. That doesn't look bad. Okay. Let's try it. Why not? So I'm going to glue the flower first and then we'll put the leaf underneath. So we'll put this guy here. We can even stick like the leaf under here. Or shall we put it up here? Just think that leaf is too big. Maybe these guys. Okay, I can always cut out two more. And let's put this one up here. Yeah. I'm going to curve that a little bit. Okay. And then we're going to do the same thing on this side. Just curve it a little bit. And we're going to tuck it under there. And we can always lift this flower up a little bit. Again, just to give it more of a natural flow. Let's see. So something like that. And now we can put this little guy here. And I'm going to cut 2 more leaves out. Just to kind of tie everything in, right? All right, let me get some paper. I think there's still enough here to cut them out. So why not? Let's try it. All right, I'm going to run those through and I'll be right back. Okay, it took me a little longer than expected because a little gnat got into my home and I'm trying to get rid of it. Okay, so we have that. We're going to use these for our centers, and then we have our little leaves for the rest of it. So I'm going to add a little bit of glue here, and then add one of these guys to the middle. And those are going to be the centers of our flowers. Isn't it cute? After it dries and all that glue goes away, it's going to look even better. Let's see, maybe we'll one up it. Let's do that. And then we're going to put one more here. Okay. And now we can add our leaves. Make it under here. And then we're going to put another one on the other side. Okay. Let me tuck that a little bit better. All right. So we have that. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to stamp a sentiment for here, and I'll be right back. And I think I'm going to use You're So Great. All right, we'll do that. I'll be back. Okay, so we have this stamped out. And what I was thinking is just offsetting this a little bit just to bring in some of that gold. And let's glue this down. And then we're going to do the same thing to these sides. So we're going to just offset that a little bit. And then this will go here. And then we can finish it off. Okay? So, I don't think we need both sides of the banner. I think I'm just going to use one side. Because I think I want to tuck this one under the leaf. And then we can just glue this one down. Let me take this off, and we're gonna glue that down. we have that. I guess we can add it. Okay, so now we can add glue to this guy, and if you wanted to lift it up with foam tape, you can. I'm just gonna put it flat, and I'm just gonna slide this one under the flowers and kind of hold this in place. So you have that. And you could add all different color flowers. But that's our little card. It's cute. You could add these in glitter also, the gold, just to tie in the gold. But I think it's good like that. I think I would have used lighter flowers, but it's also pretty. That's our card. Very, very cute set. You can fill that up with all different types of flowers and really make it stand out. But I'm kind of a minimalist. So, I mean, I like to see the paper in the background and just have some kind of empty space. But that's just my preference. Okay. I hope this helps you if you get this set. Super cute. I absolutely love it. I definitely will use it multiple times, and I'll talk to you real soon. Bye bye.